Hello everyone, how are you all? So in this video we are starting with the admission of partnership 12 marks question. So it is an easy question, you can complete it in the examination and get a good marks, that is 12 marks in the examination, right? And there are 4 questions. First we will complete first question and remaining 3 we will discuss, right? So let us start. You can see the question on the board, and they have given Sheetal and Sharat were partners in the firm, sharing profit in the profit and losses in the ratio 3/4 and 1/4. They given a balance sheet and some adjustments, right? So we'll solve the question, and with that we'll read the question and understand it, right? So that will be better. So what we need to prepare? We need to prepare revaluation account, partners capital account, and a balance sheet of new firm, correct? So okay, let us start. So we need to do revaluation, partners capital, and also balance sheet. So let us start with the revaluation account. So let us start. So in the first adjustment, see the adjustment A. We are dealing with the adjustment in revaluation account and also with the balance sheet. We look into that, right? So you'll understand it better. Let us start. So first adjustment says Reno pays. You can see on the board also. Reno pays 15,000 as her capital for 1/5 share and 8,000 for goodwill, correct? So which is half of the goodwill is to be withdrawn by Sheetal and Sharad. So which is not related to revaluation account, right? So see the C. Okay, read the C point. So that is stock be reduced by 10%. Stock be reduced by 10%. So one more rule you should keep in mind that, so simple, if asset decreasing we will record it in the debit side. If asset is increasing we will record it in the credit side. Next thing is liability. If liability increases we will debit it in the revaluation account, and if a liability is decreasing we will credit it in the revaluation account. Fine. So now stock, the C point is stock be reduced by 10%. So where is the stock? Is it in the asset or is it in the liability? It is in the asset, correct? So stock, it's an asset, correct? So asset is decreasing by 10%, which means stock is 20,000, it is 20,000, correct? It is decreasing by how much percent? 10%. So which means 2,000 is getting reduced. If assets reduces, where we will record? So we will record it in the debit side because we have written it, right? If asset decreases we will debit it. How much? For 2,000 to stock. How much? 2,000. How much? 2,000, right? Next, read the D point. D point, you can see the question on the board also. 5% provision for doubtful debts be created on sundry debtors. So sundry debtors, on sundry debtors we should create 5% provision for bad debts or doubtful debts. So let us calculate first. Where is the sundry debtors? It is on the asset side. It is on the asset side. Sundry debtors, correct? How much it is? How much it is? So it is 16,000. 16,000. We should create 5% provision out of this. So it will be, I think 10% is 1,600, 800, correct? So 800 provision. So where we will record? So provision for doubtful debts always be in the debit side. always will be in the debit side. So 2, provision for doubtful debts, PDD, provision for doubtful debts. In your examination you should write it in full, right? Okay, how much it is? 800 rupees. We have already calculated that, correct? So it is 800. Fine. Next, land and building be appreciated by 20%. So where is the land and building in balance sheet? It is in the asset side. You can see in the question, right? So how much it is? Land and building is 25%. Sorry, 25,000. Land and building is 25,000. And how much is appreciating? It is appreciating by 20%, correct? It is appreciating by 20%. So which means 5,000, which means 5,000. So where we will record? We will record on the credit side, because if asset increases we should record it in the credit side. So land and building, by land and building, so 5,000. Fine. Next, an item of 1,800. Listen carefully. An item of 1,800 in creditors is not likely to be claimed and hence should be written back. So what it means? Read again. An item of 1,800, so included in creditors. Where is the creditors? In the balance sheet? You can see it in the liability side, which is about 46,000. Correct. It is 46,000. Fine. So next. Read next. Is whatever the included in creditors is not likely to be claimed and hence should be written back. So which is not likely to be claimed. So what we will do? We will reduce that. So how much it will become? 45,000, 44,200. So a creditor amount is 1,800, which was included in 46,000 and which is not likely to be claimed. We removed that and the creditors were reduced. So if a liability decreases, where we will record? We will record it in the credit side. Already we have written it, you can see on the board, correct? How much? For how much? We will record it by 1,800, right? By creditors it is 1,800. Fine. So that's it. The adjustments are over. Just let us total it. So let us total it. How much it is? 6,800. Here also the same balance will be 6,800. Then in this amount you should minus these two. How much it will be? Remaining 4,000 it will be. Correct. It will be 4,000. So next, where we will transfer this? Next account we should create a partners capital account. So there we will transfer that. Correct. Transfer to partners capital account. Transfer to partners capital account. Fine. So how we can divide it? So what is the name of partners? Old partners only. We should consider old partners only. Sheetal and Sharat. Shall I write it as S and S? Is that fine? So let me give some gap. S and S. So 4,000 and here also you should write 4,000 for both and multiply. So what is the ratio? Old ratio 3/4 and 1/4. 3 divided by 4 and 1 divided by 4. 4000 into 3 by 4 and below 4000 into 1 divided by 4 for Sheetal and Sharad. Correct. So how much it will be? So 4000 divided by 4, it is 3000 here and 1000 for whom we should give Sharad. For Sheetal it is 3000, for Sharad it is 1000. So this is your revaluation account. Shall we move towards the partner's capital account? So note it on quickly. We'll move towards the partner's capital account. So next is partner's capital account. Shall we prepare the columns? Let us start. So in partner's capital account, we should consider main four things you should keep it in mind. That is, first thing, balance brought down, we will record all partners capital. Second thing, we will look for the reserve fund or a general reserve fund or general reserve in the balance sheet liability side, right? The third thing, goodwill, and the fourth thing is revaluation account balance, right? Let us start. The first thing is by balance brought down. So record each partner's capital. You can see in the liability side, Sheetal's capital is 30,000, 30k, and Sharad's capital is 16,000, 16k. Correct. Next, Renu's capital is given in the adjustment, that is in the first adjustment. You can see that Renu pays 15,000 as her capital. So Renu's capital is 15,000, that is 15k. Fine. And the next thing, we should look for the reserve fund in the liability side of the balance sheet. So we have a reserve fund or general reserve, whatever it may be, reserve fund or general reserve. So now one more point is there. So if you write the capital for the admitted partner, that's it, nothing will come here. That's it, right? Don't scratch in the exam. For your understanding only, I am just scratching that. Nothing will come in the Renu's column, right? So if it doesn't come in the Renu's column, to whom we will share? We will share to old partners. That's it. Correct. So reserve fund is 4,000. Correct. So just share it in their old ratio. That is 3 by 4 and 1 by 4. For Sheetal it is 3 by 4. For Sharath it is 1 by 4. So 4,000 into 3 by 4. How much it is? 3,000 for Sheetal. And 4,000 into 1 by 4. It is 1,000 for Sharath. Did you understand that? Fine. So the next thing is, so you should record the goodwill also, correct? So we need to calculate the goodwill. So we won't record it for Renu. We will record it to these both people, that is old partners. Keep it in mind that. Fine. How much is the goodwill? Goodwill is 8,000. Fine. One more point is given. You can read the point B. Half of the goodwill is to be withdrawn by Sheetal and Sharad. So how we will record? Half of the goodwill means, so half of 8,000 divided by 2. Half of 8,000 is 4,000. That 4,000 must be shared by the Sheetal and Sharad. So let us share that by goodwill. How much? Half goodwill is 4,000. Half goodwill is 4,000. Correct. Next, same 3 by 4 1 by 4, 3 by 4 1 by 4, 4000 into 3 by 4 for Sheetal it is 3000, and 4000 into 1 by 4 for Sharath it is 1000. Nothing will come in the Renus column. Fine. So the fourth point is we'll just record the revaluation accounts balance, correct, by revaluation account. So by revaluation account 3000 1000 the same amount, 3000 and again 1000. Just now total these. So it is 15k for Renu, and again 16 plus 1 17, 17 plus 1 18, 18 plus 1 it is 19k for Sharad. Next for Sheetal it is 30, 33, 33 plus 3 36, 39. Total this it will be 39k, correct. Write the same total in the debit side of a partnership capital account. 15k, 19k, 15k, 19k, and also 39k for Sheetal. So you should write the same total on the debit side. So now we don't have anything in the debit side. Just write to balance carried down and write the same amounts above. Write the same amount, it is 39k, 19k and 15k, correct. So that's it, your partner's capital account is ready. So you should keep it in mind, only 4 things will come in the credit side in your examination paper. That's it, nothing more than that they can ask, correct. So keep it in mind these 4 points and you will finish it off in style, right? Okay, quickly note it down. We move towards the balance sheet. So now let us move towards the balance sheet. So I don't have space here, so shall I erase these? Okay, let us do the balance sheet here. I'll try to adjust, but we don't have much space. So this is amount, this is your, so I don't have much space, please adjust. So here it is assets and here we have liability, it is balance sheet. Write the heading, correct. So whatever given the date, with date 31st March 2019, 31st March 2020, whatever it is, you write it down, correct. So let us start with the balance sheet. In the balance sheet asset side, first thing is cash at bank. So cash at bank, you should write it in the full, don't write the amount, correct. Don't write the amount of cash at bank, right. So next is bills receivable. So now for bills receivable, do we have anything in the revaluation account? And nothing, straight away write the amount, it is 4000. All right, next we have debtors. So debtors is 16k, it is 16,000, and we have Do we have anything in the revaluation account? Yes, we have created a provision out of debtors, provision for doubtful debts. It is 800. It is 800. So what we should do? So we are in the asset, that is credit side, as per for just understanding, correct. And in revaluation account, the PDD is provision for doubtful debts. Whatever we created 5% out of debtors, it is in the debit side of revaluation account. So here it is on the credit side, here we have written it in the debit side. So it is opposite side, correct. We should have minus that, just minus that. If it is in the opposite side, minus that, that's it. You don't need to do anything. 15 to 100, right. So next thing, come on, stock. We have stock. So how much it is? 20,000, 20k. So do we have anything in the revaluation account for stock? Yes, we have stock 2000 on the debit side, but we are writing it in the credit side. Is it opposite? Yes, obviously it is opposite side. Just minus that, just minus that 2000. 2k, it is 18,000, correct. So that's it. Next what we have? Furniture. So do we have anything in the revaluation account related to furniture? Nothing, right? Nothing. So just write the same amount, 1000, correct. So write the same amount. And next we have a land and building. So land and building amount is 25k. Land and building amount is 25k. Do we have anything in the revaluation account? Obviously land and building on the credit side, and we are writing it in the credit side only, correct. So that is asset side. Land and building, it is 25,000, and here we have land and building. So is it in the same side? Credit, and here also we are writing in the credit side. Just add that. So it is in the same side, just add that. Credit, add. Debit, minus. Credit, debit, minus. If it is in the opposite side, just minus. If it is in the same side, just add it. So we need to add 5,000. It will be 30,000, correct. So asset side is done. So we need to move towards the liability side. So the first thing, we have creditors. So creditors, it is 46k, correct, 46,000. So do we have anything in the revaluation account? Obviously we have creditors in the credit side of the revaluation account, but we are recording in the debit side, correct. So if it is opposite side, we are writing it in, we have written it in the credit side in revaluation account, and we are recording it in the debit side. It is opposite, just minus 1800, right. 1800. So 45 200 and 44 200. So just calculate it. If I am wrong, correct it. Fine. So that's it. We have reserve fund. Next we have reserve fund, but we won't record that because we have already distributed that in the partners capital account for the partners, correct. So we will exclude that, and we have partners capital accounts balance. So how we can record? Just take this balance carried down, partners capital account balance carried down, whatever the balance we got, just write it here. So capital accounts Sheetal, Sharath, and we have Renu, correct. Sheetal, Sharath, and Renu. Just write the balance carried down. 39, 19, 15. 39k, 19k, 15k. So how much? 49, 50, 54, 64, and 73,000. Correct it if I am wrong. Correct it if I am wrong. Just total, sorry, first total the liability. Total the liability first. So how much it is? 73 plus 44, 200. 73,000. 44, 200. 1,17,200. 1,17,200. 1,17,200. Now from this 1,72, sorry, 1,17,200 minus these things. So 4,000, 15,200, 18,000, and we have 1,000. Next we have 30,000. So it is 49,000 remaining balance. So we have left some space for cash at bank. So write it there, 49,000. Write it there, 49,000. That's it. Your balance sheet is ready. Correct. So if you like the video, please like, share, and share it to your friends so that they can also get a good marks. If you like the video, please subscribe, and there are 3 more questions we will just discuss with this question. So let us wind this up. Thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.